as you've probably heard.
President Trump was uninjured last night after shots were fired at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. It was the president's first appearance before the group, and his remarks were anxiously anticipated. Tony Dokoupil attended the event and brings us the latest.
Shortly after President Trump and the First Lady took their seats on stage at the dinner, just as the room started a salad course, it happened. Gunshots from outside the room and a burst of security activity inside it. The president was rushed out of the event by Secret Service, and armed officers surrounded the front of the dais, ready for, well, at first, no one knew what.
I heard a noise and sort of thought it was a tray going down. Melania was very cognizant, I think, of what happened. I think she knew immediately what happened. She was saying, "That's a bad noise," and we were whisked away.
Other guests hit the ground and took cover under tables. This is video I shot of senior Trump advisor Stephen Miller and his wife Katie escorted as well, in a wave that included Trump cabinet members. And here's why. Steps from the hotel ballroom, as you can see on this security footage, a man charged through a checkpoint, and as he passes, Secret Service officers pulled their weapons.
He was moving. He was really moving. And the reaction time was great. By the time he was there, they were shooting.
He was armed with a shotgun, a handgun, and multiple knives. As he ran through that checkpoint, members of law enforcement from the United States Secret Service intercepted that individual.
One Secret Service agent was shot in his ballistic vest and is recovering. The suspect, who had checked into the hotel, is now in custody. Police believe he was acting alone. Inside the room, a night that began as a celebration of the First Amendment and the Constitution, of democracy as it's supposed to work, ended with a conversation about political violence.
But in light of this evening's events, I ask that all Americans recommit with their hearts in resolving our difference peacefully. There was a tremendous amount of love and coming together.
This is the latest security scare for President Trump in less than 2 years. The president was shot in an assassination attempt near Butler, Pennsylvania. Just weeks later, an armed man attempted to assassinate him again at his golf course.
Why do you think this keeps happening to you?
Well, you know, I've studied assassinations. The people that make the biggest impact, they're the ones that they go after. They don't go after the ones that don't do much.
Are you concerned about political violence?
All violence. I'm concerned about everything. Look, but I can't be so concerned that you can't function. I can't imagine that there's any profession that's more dangerous